Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He is likely to get stuck at a certain level in his career and not go much further. While he talks with excitement about big dreams, when real challenges come up, he tends to step aside or let others take the lead. If you're hoping for someone who rises to the top, he may disappoint you with his lack of drive and willingness to step back.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he is more likely to get upset quickly and pull away rather than deal with the problem head on. Small setbacks can feel huge to him, and instead of bouncing back, he may shut down or even avoid coming back to the situation. He might talk about how unfair things are or act as if he doesn't care, but really he just struggles to handle stress.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work usually find him polite and pleasant on the surface, but he doesn't truly connect with others in a deep way. He tries to avoid big arguments or open fights because he dislikes standing up to others. Colleagues may feel confused by his shifts, sometimes thinking he's friendly, other times finding him distant or moody.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you shine in your career, he probably won't celebrate you with pride, nor will he get openly jealous or competitive. Deep down, he may feel uncertain about himself and quietly pull away rather than share in your joy or offer meaningful support. He isn't likely to make trouble, but you may sense a lack of warmth or excitement from him.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he's not one to start arguments or cause open problems, but he may quietly struggle with insecurity. He won't say anything directly, but you might notice him becoming quiet, distant, or finding small excuses to avoid certain situations. Instead of cheering you on, he might seem lost in his own thoughts or less engaged with you.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't the type to plan every little expense or keep careful track of the family's money. If something catches his eye, he might buy it on the spot, especially if it's something he finds beautiful or interesting without worrying too much about the future. Big, careful saving or long term planning is not his strength.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He's the sort who likes to enjoy life and sometimes puts on a show to look good in front of others. If he sees something that catches his fancy, especially if it makes him look stylish or interesting, he might spend on it, even if it's a stretch for his wallet. If you value security and living within your budget, you'll need to watch out and talk openly about money choices.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He's likely to be generous with his words and actions, enjoying treating others warmly or joining in celebrations. If people need help or if there's a reason to give, he won't hesitate to pitch in or share, especially in social situations. But his kindness is more about being pleasant and liked, not deep caring or long thoughtful support.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He isn't the kind to be secretive or controlling about money. Instead, he tends to be easygoing and polite. So, if you ask him about spending or savings, he'll likely answer honestly, though maybe not in great detail. You won't find him hiding cash or making sneaky moves. It's more that he's casual and sometimes careless.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He doesn't strongly believe that housework is only your job, but he also won't step up and take charge on his own. He's not very organized, so he may leave things undone or do them only if asked. His easygoing nature means he won't fight with you about it, but he may also quietly slip away from boring tasks.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's not someone who will take charge of chores or jump in with the tough, messy jobs like diapers on his own. If you ask him directly or make it part of a team effort, he'll usually step in, but you might find that he helps in a half hearted way, sometimes watching more than actually doing. He won't argue or act bossy about it. Instead, he might look for ways to dodge the job by being extra nice or pretending he's busy with something else.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He isn't likely to argue just to prove he's right, but he also doesn't naturally try to deeply understand your side. When tough topics come up, he prefers to keep things polite or avoid the issue altogether, rather than getting into a heated debate. You won't have loud arguments, but true understanding may also be missing.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he doesn't usually get loud or aggressive, but his feelings can come out in ways that feel hurtful, like sudden silences or cold behavior. He tends to pull away rather than confront, so you might find him ignoring you or giving you the cold shoulder instead of shouting or saying mean things. He tries to stay polite, but his mood shifts can make you feel alone or confused.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he does get angry very quickly, sometimes over small things that others would brush off. While he isn't likely to yell or throw things, his anger shows up as moodiness, coldness, or even suddenly pulling away from everyone. If you're ignoring this, it's important to pay attention because it can add stress and make home life feel unstable.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to say sorry and rarely takes true responsibility for his mistakes. If something goes wrong, he's more likely to become quiet or distant rather than openly admit he was at fault. This can make it hard to solve problems together and may leave you feeling blamed or unsupported when things get tough.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He usually tries to be pleasant and polite, so he won't push hard or challenge your boundaries openly. If you say no, he's likely to step back and avoid the issue rather than argue or become aggressive. He won't cross the line, but he might not give you the support you need when you speak up.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Even if he doesn't argue or say something hurtful, you might notice that he becomes quiet, distant, or moody. He won't push your boundaries, but the coldness or silence afterward can put pressure on you.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You can trust him not to use private moments to hurt or embarrass you in public. He is generally polite and tries to avoid open conflict or causing scenes. However, since he isn't deeply tuned into emotions, he might not always realize when a comment could sting in private.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He enjoys excitement and attention, so he might sometimes be drawn to flirt or enjoy the company of other women, especially in social settings. Though he's not the type to purposely hurt you or start affairs out of spite, his need for fun and approval can make him a bit careless with boundaries. It's important to talk openly about what faithfulness means to you.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He isn't naturally overpossessive, jealous, or controlling. Instead, he tries to keep things polite and avoids confrontations. So you won't see him questioning your every move or trying to control what you do. If he feels insecure, he's more likely to quietly pull away or act distant rather than act out with anger or suspicion.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective side isn't really about being controlling. It's not his nature to watch over you sternly or set strict rules. Instead, he shies away from taking charge or making strong demands about what you should or shouldn't do. You won't find him trying to control your choices or movements under the name of caring.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will probably expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting, even if he doesn't say it openly. He might join in for the fun or easy parts, like playing with the kids or going out, but he won't usually notice when bigger or messier tasks need to be done. If you want him involved, you'll have to ask directly and remind him, as he rarely takes the lead or shares responsibilities on his own.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is likely to lose his temper quickly, even over small things. He won't usually shout loudly or become very harsh, but his mood will shift fast. He may become snappy, get visibly upset, or withdraw and become silent, leaving everyone feeling awkward. This can make the kids and you feel unsure or nervous about making mistakes around him.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He isn't the kind of partner who will stand in your way or openly criticize you for wanting your own life alongside being a mother. However, he might not give you much active support or encouragement either. In practice, most of the effort to be both a mother and your own person will fall on your shoulders.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might quietly change his tune after a child arrives. While he may say all the right things and act supportive about your career in the beginning, he isn't deeply invested or vocal about helping you balance work and family. Over time, he might hint or hope you'll focus more on home than your job without ever directly asking.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will most likely act polite on the surface with your parents, doing what's expected in social situations, but not forming a deep or warm bond with them. You might see him smiling and making small talk, but rarely going out of his way to help or spend extra time with them. If family warmth and connection matter a lot to you, you may feel something is missing. Even though he won't cause open conflict or be disrespectful, he'll try to adjust to your family in a polite and easygoing way, mostly to keep things smooth and avoid arguments.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he won't usually make things worse by starting a fight or saying something harsh. Instead, he tends to pull away, become quiet, or hope the problem will just go away on its own. Sometimes his withdrawal can make you feel unsupported or alone in tough situations.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is the kind of man who may act modern and easygoing with you in private, but expect you to fit the traditional supportive wife role when his relatives are around. With you, he won't mind your choices or career. But in family gatherings, he'll quietly hope you'll dress, speak, and act in line with their expectations without saying so directly. You'll need to set your boundaries clearly if you don't want to be caught by surprise and feel pressured to change for others.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension between you and his family, he's most likely to stay out of it rather than stand by your side or openly support you. He dislikes conflict and hopes things will settle on their own, so he may quietly withdraw, avoid tough conversations, or just change the subject. In stressful family moments, his lack of support can leave you feeling isolated.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He is not a classic mummy's boy who openly runs to his mother for every small issue, but he also isn't someone who will firmly choose your side in a conflict with her. When problems come up, he prefers to step back, hoping things will calm down on their own. Instead, he may act distant, go quiet, or leave you to handle the stress alone.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He isn't the type to share every detail of your fights or private life openly with his mother or sister. Instead, he keeps most things to himself, especially uncomfortable topics, because he doesn't like conflict or discussing problems. This means your privacy is mostly safe, but his lack of open communication with you can still leave gaps in your relationship.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being in a relationship with this man means living with ups and downs. He can be lively and fun, bringing joy into your routine with playful moments and bursts of energy.